So, I failed. My mom doesn't care. She doesn't care that I failed. When I was crying and stuff, and she's like, you know, are you gonna come home now? I'm like, no, I paid for the hotel already. At least I had a 48 to be exact, say 350 flight credit. My round trip only cost me $390. $40. The hotel was cheap. 3 days total. 262, you know, that's all, like 256, something like that. That's including taxes and everything, really cheap. I got it off booking.com, okay? So I don't get to have closure. I was too overwhelmed. My storage unit is not in the state that I thought it was. I have way more to ship than I realized. I can't ship my hardcover journals over 100 of them medium mail. I have heavy papers, all that up to heavy. All my notebooks and journals. It's gonna cost me a fortune. But that's not even why this trip was a failure. This trip was a failure because it's just too much. I had thought that my storage unit was air conditioned. It's not. Apparently I believed incorrectly, according to the girl, the woman there. It was never air conditioned. They've been really hot here in LA. So she's like, when it's not that hot out, because I'm like, there are times I spent 8 hours a day in there and I was never hot. I almost passed out. It was so hot. I'm gonna spend all day today. I've been going to the library. I got back here late on Wednesday, all frazzled. I had the misfortune of listening to a message from my mom. Auntie had called her Tuesday night, ranting and raving how she was gonna sue my mother and sue me and go after me for cyberbullying and yada, whatever. I instantly broke down. I was already, remember, my storage unit's right down the street from where Donald and his mother probably still live. Remember, I had to get all my stuff to this storage unit in secret. I did it one box at a time. I carried one box at a time. Over the course of months, of course. Donald didn't want me to do that, so I wound up paying for the storage unit and paying him, even though I was only making the $200 a month GR money. With the occasional kindness from Hope, where she would, if she was going to buy stuff anyway, she'd let me use my food stamps, but I had to protect my ratings. Remember, if this was just stuff, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't give a shit. This is my ratings. Donald forbade me. He forbade me to remove my stuff from the storage in the back that was above the car, where you parked the car, okay, where I was paying him small amount a month. I forget what much it was, but it was $60. I wound up getting this storage unit, thankfully, really cheap, really cheap. But it doesn't matter. He forbade me to do it. I had to do it in secret. Remember, I was living under their good graces. Remember, he was threatening to throw me out all the time. Remember, I came this close to not being here anymore. Not by committing suicide, but by obscenely self-destructive behavior, doing things I'd never done before, waking up and wandering around blacked out, crossing streets blacked out. Don't know how I managed that one, but I did. I guess I have some kind of guardian angel over me, I don't know. But in any case, Donald forbade me. I defied him. I got it in secret. He never checked the back where all my stuff was, so he didn't know I had removed it. In the end, I didn't manage to remove everything, but what I left behind wasn't important to me. I had removed the important stuff. And the reason I would have eventually removed everything, I ran out of time, because remember we had that incident where he strangled me and whatnot, briefly. He wanted me to leave because I'd upset his mother, talking about how dogs are just like people, and Omar's teeth, my breath smells horrible, and he had, stopped giving him so much bad, some old news. Anyway, remember, she'd already found out about YouTube too, and I stayed there, so it was just bad news all along. Of course, anybody who hates me would just blame me for everything. So my dad did. Your father doesn't hear. That's what he did when I told him what was going on with the you've alienated everybody, fuck you, I don't need you. I did when I was a teenager. All I got was pain. So anyway, I failed, but it's not my fault. If you saw my storage unit, you would understand. There's so much stuff I need to throw away. I'm in the hotel right now. I have 3 bags of stuff, but 1 box and 2 bags. I'm gonna break the law. I'm gonna just put it somewhere. There's nothing I can do with it. You know what I mean? What am I supposed to do? That's why I failed. It's too much. It's too much. I to try to arrange for someone to take me to FedEx, and I found out the cheapest is FedEx. People say, oh, there's no difference between the 3. Oh yeah, when it comes to heavy stuff, $20 cheaper, and you can say that's not true, because I read online that it's all the same. They would have got a business if one was significantly cheaper. No, sorry, FedEx Ground is cheaper than UPS Ground. I went online, I plugged in the numbers, the exact, I estimated the poundage. I just said 70 pounds, and I punched in the exact dimensions of the boxes that I was planning to purchase from my store. Okay, punched in the exact dimensions, and believe it or not, FedEx Ground came up nearly $20 cheaper than UPS Ground. I'm sorry, but it did. And the post office was the most expensive. Okay, so I did the declared value, did it all right, and it came up. FedEx Ground is way cheaper, not just by a few dollars. I have no idea why, but it is. Probably smaller things are better with the post office. Everyone has their preference for whatever reason. You go online, they'll say FedEx Ground is cheaper. I didn't realize it was that much cheaper. But it doesn't matter, cheaper or not, it's going to cost me nearly $100 per box. I have way more boxes than I anticipated that I had. I have papers. It's just too much. It's too much. It's too much for me. I can't do it. I couldn't do it, and I was so overwhelmed that I just spent all day Thursday in the library. I didn't even go do my storage. But in my defense, I was looking up, trying to see if I could go on Craigslist and hire, somebody to help me move and let me go with them, take me to FedEx with the stuff. And it couldn't be done today. It would have been done yesterday. And in the end, I was afraid. I'm even afraid when I'm in my storage unit, if I'm there and the person's not there, if I'm there after hours or something, I'm just always afraid. I'm afraid and I'm nervous, and walking around here, we're The very first day I came here, I could have sworn it was on the street that, I mean, this is where Hope, Donald doesn't drive, but it's where Hope travels everywhere. She may have seen me. I had the best I could. I wore my black jacket with the hood over my hair. I couldn't wear the damn baseball cap I bought because I bought it at Ocean State before I left, and it was too tight on my head. On Wednesday, I had a horrible headache. I was talking to my mom. I was talking to my cousin. My cousin was trying to comfort me. It did no good. I broke down on the bus, as you very well know. And I broke down on the bus because I was already so frazzled, terrified to be here. I'm here all by myself, okay? Terrified to be here. And then I get this news that Miriam plans to go after me for cyberbullying, and my mom's all upset, and I'm just, oh my God, I don't believe this. And then I left my luggage behind, I realized. I left my luggage behind. I had to transfer after the shuttle bus from the airport. I was going to have to take 2 buses to get to my hotel. Well, guess what? I'm not used to not having my luggage with me next to me. And I put it in one of those luggage things. I remember this is a suitcase that I've even taken on the bus around where the shelter is when I've gone back and forth in my storage unit or whatnot, so and I had it with me. But on the shuttle bus, you put it on a thing where I'll put it out just luggages. I forgot I left it behind because I was so upset. I had to backtrack. I was about to get out. I'm like, oh my God, I don't have my luggage with me. I called my mom to have her call them just to give them a heads up. She couldn't get through. I was frantic, okay. Granted, my important stuff was in my carry-on bag, which was my personal item. It wasn't even just my personal item, so I wouldn't have to pay. It was horrible. After I realized my luggage was gone, I broke down on that bus. I told you, an African-American woman I was sat next to was just, please don't cry, you're going to make me cry. She started rubbing my shoulders, my arm was just horrible. I'm trying to do this all by myself, and I'm terrified to be here, okay? The night went over, and I had to get the stuff, and I had an overnight flight that night. That's what I have tonight. I have today. I mean, it's really, really cheap to ship media mail. I'm thinking I might hop on the bus with a box of books and just ship them instead of trying to figure out what to do with them. I don't know. I probably won't. I'm just going to leave them. I'm at least getting stuff done because I did buy boxes, and I'm separating stuff and getting rid of trash and packing. It's not a total waste. And I'm going to take home a bunch of stuff that I want, my journals and my whole bunch of important stuff to me. I'm going to take home in the suitcase. Split it up between 2. I believe you're allowed to check 2 bags. I don't know, and you don't pay that much. But even if they go over 50 pounds and I have to pay $100, whatever, you know, I pay that anyway. I just don't want it to be a total waste, and it won't be. It's just so hot in there, guys. I almost passed out. I did spend time, you know, just not, you know, yesterday I was there for a few hours, the day before, was I there? Wednesday I was there for a while. I mean, Thursday I didn't go at all. I was just disgusted. I was so overwhelmed, like I can't do this. It's just not happening. It's too hot. It's too much. I'm going to do the best I can today because I have an overnight flight, you know, so I have all day. Thursday I did other stuff. I went to the library. I went to the grocery store to buy food, so I at least would have food here because I had a fridge, you know, so I did that, and I just, of course I'm even more depressed. Told you I'm depressed at the way my mom's case is progressing. I'm depressed because in the end, I don't think Marion's even gonna, I don't think my mom's even gonna, whatever, I don't know. I don't know what she's gonna decide to do. She might just decide to, even though my cousin, I know it's not right, to just, you know, do what she had agreed to do in the beginning and give Marion half that 106, but you know what? At least my cousin and my people I've talked to know that, you know, it doesn't matter if my mom agreed to it. Marion's horrible for even taking it, for even accepting it, so whatever. I don't care. Marion's supposed to be so rich and she's going to take this money from her mental health sister, you know, whatever. Care anymore. Like I said, let her go after me for cyberbullying. I'll counterattack and sue her for slander and everything else, you know. And causing me extreme emotional distress. I have so many witnesses to that. So I failed. I had such a big plans, you know. I was going to close out the storage unit and mail back all my stuff to my mother's, where she could keep it safe for me until such time as I could get it, you know. And in the end, no, I'll have to come again. My mother's hinted around that in the future, if I come again when I know that it's not boiling hot. Unfortunately, here they had like 100-degree days, and it's an oven in there. I'm already frazzled. And then it's an oven in there. It's just not pleasant. I guess in the end, I just didn't care. I'm severely depressed, and I wanted to do it. I really did. Like I said, it's not wasted.